Hi guys! I recently watched Jason Statham's latest action flick The Beekeeper for the second time, a good movie by the way, and decided to rank his 5 best films. Some say the British actor plays the same character over and over again, and that might be true to some extent. But he does it really well, as a leading man or in a supporting role. I guess he knows his strengths and wisely sticks to it. It's undemanding entertainment with exciting fights and action. And sometimes that's enough. Unlike Forrest Gump and his box of chocolates, you know what you're gonna get. So what are my 5 picks? Glad you asked. Let's take a look. Number 5. The Italian Job. We begin with this reimagining of an old heist film, featuring an impressive ensemble cast, including Mark Wahlberg, Charlize Theron, and Statham as driver Handsome Rob. The plot involves their team of thieves seeking revenge on a former member who betrayed them after a Venice heist, and now they want to steal back the gold from his mansion. I haven't seen the original Michael Caine movie, so I can't compare them, but this modern take is fun and entertaining with well-directed action sequences. Of course, the famous Mini Cooper chase stands out. Everything leads up to a satisfying payoff, and Statham is very memorable as the charming womanizer of the group, clearly loving the thrill and lifestyle the robberies offer him.
Learn the language of poetry, art, romance, sex.
Unlike you, my friend, I don't need a guidebook.
Number 4. Transporter 2. This sequel is over the top, unrealistic, but also sure of itself, with colorful characters, outrageous villains, and unbelievable moments. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's part of its charm. Statham's character, ex-military Frank Martin, is in Miami this time, working as a chauffeur and bodyguard to a young boy in a politician's family. A kidnapping follows, and Frank must now solve the situation involving an international drug cartel. The action is stylish and the fighting sequences are very inventive, including a fire hose scene that reminds me a bit of Jackie Chan movies. The relationship between Frank and the boy feels real and natural, and overall this is a focused, occasionally ridiculous, but very good follow-up to the first Transporter.
Yeah,
I'm looking for a transporter.
I'm listening.
Number 3. Homefront. Possibly the most overlooked film on my list is this action thriller with solid acting by Statham, whose character Phil Broker, a retired DEA agent, has more depth than usual. Hoping to escape his troubled past, Phil and his daughter move to a quiet little town in the bayou, but soon gets entangled with local drug boss Gator Bodine, portrayed by James Franco. Of course, Phil is forced back into action to save his daughter and their home. It's a thrilling plot to a surprisingly well-made movie, featuring slick fights as Phil encounters increasingly dangerous enemies. The screenplay is written by none other than Sylvester Stallone, and the tension builds nicely towards an action-packed ending. The acting is good, the pacing is good, and it has a lot of heart. Not a typical Statham flick.
Whatever you're thinking, we think it.
Number 2. Wrath of Man. This violent action thriller is a flashback-fueled revenge story directed by Guy Ritchie. He's creative with the storytelling, going back and forth in time to slowly reveal more about the plot, and it's a compelling ride all the way. The action starts when Statham's mysterious, newly employed cash truck security guard surprises his co-workers by unleashing special skills during an attempted robbery. This raises questions about his background and motives, all of which will be answered soon. The movie is nicely structured and incredibly tense, all building up to a relentless third act that's brilliant in many ways. The action sequences are riveting and the cast is really great, including Statham with one of his best performances. So overall, a dark, suspenseful, well-directed movie that was better than I expected.
I do bear a grudge.
And so, my number 1. The Transporter. This is probably Statham's most iconic role and best movie in my opinion. The fights are athletic, stylish and tight. The car chases are well made and entertaining. And Statham impresses as ex-Special Forces operator Frank Martin with his charisma and kickboxing skills. Living in France, he transports all kind of goods for unknown clients, no questions asked. He has a set of rules, but breaks one of them when he looks inside a suspicious package that moves, finding a daughter to a Chinese criminal involved in human trafficking. He decides to help her out and, you guessed it, take down the bad guys. I really like the policeman Tarconi, that both admires and suspects Frank. Their friendly banter is amusing and show good chemistry. All in all, the movie delivers everything I want from a Statham flick, and it's more grounded than the sequel. So, that's why, for me, it's number 1.
You just need a password.
What are you, nuts? We're in a police station.
See?